Rick Bartalini. Hi, I'm Kathy with a K with 1059 The Wave, Hawaii's relaxing favorites. Congratulations on such successful shows here in our islands. I went to Diana Ross 2 nights. It was amazing. And I also am so excited about your recent endeavor that's coming up later this year in 2023. Iam Tongi, American Idol sensation representing Kahuku. Rick Bartalini Presents will be presenting 3 concerts, 2 on the neighbor islands and here on Oahu at the Blaisdell. How did the partnership begin with you and Iam?
I was texting a friend through the competition, and I was always saying, oh, I really want to bring him to Hawaii. Maybe he could open up for an artist at the arena. And so when he won, I was scrambling, trying to find a contact. And so someone from another media outlet put me in touch with his mom, and then the mom sent me to his talent agent in Los Angeles. And then we kind of just got it done, like within a couple days.
What is it about the shows or the artists that you decide on selecting for them to be a Rick Bartalini Presents? Because you do have certain exclusive artists and shows sell out. Anytime your name is attached to an artist, it's an event, really.
Yeah. So I've been doing this for 24 years. I don't know, 13 on my own, and I booked for a theater in California for 11. And I've been in the music industry in one facet or another since I was like 14. So it's always been, an instinct of mine.
Yeah.
So, and also with, being here now, I try to bring in artists that, instinctively I know, and artists that maybe haven't been here ever, like Diana or Mariah 20 years, or New Kids 30 years. And so this is just such an honor to bring him in, for these special shows. It's emotional for us too, because we know how much it's going to mean to the people of Hawaii, and we know how much it's going to mean to Iam and his family.
How did you get involved in event promotions? I mean, some people, they listen to the radio and it's like, I'm going to be a musician or I'm going to be a stylist. But you're like, I'm going to invest my hard-earned money and promote an event, staging, scheduling, cater. I mean, it's like light sound. You're directing a one-night only event. And if we're lucky, maybe additional nights. But, how did that come to be?
Well, that's kind of a 3-hour story. But when I was 5, I was listening to the Carpenters and my friend Olivia Newton-John, who's no longer here, and John Denver. And then that just kind of snowballed. And then I started working in record stores when I was 14 and homeless. And then I always say that I knew I was going somewhere, but I didn't know where I was going. And it just one thing led to another. And then I worked for a merchandising company in San Francisco called Winterland, and they did all the T-shirts and tour books and New Kids dolls and all that kind of thing. So then I ended up working with Mariah and Whitney and New Kids and Madonna. And Madonna is kind of the one that really sort of, got me some credibility in the industry. And then it just went from there. Then I started working at this venue in Santa Rosa, California, and doing their marketing. And then I started doing their booking, and it went from like booking Crystal Gale to, booking Steely Dan and Dolly Parton and huge artists. I ended up doing 4 TV specials there. Did Carlin's final special for HBO live. So that was crazy. And then I did Kathy Griffin for Bravo, Lisa Lampanelli for HBO, Dana Carvey for HBO. And it was just such a small town of 350,000 people in the whole county. And so that's where it just kind of, all these instincts came to play. And sometimes I don't notice what I'm doing or how kind of big it's perceived by people. I'm just doing what I do. It's just very instinctive. And so when I moved here in 2016, I started presenting shows in 2011 with Bill Maher every New Year's Eve. And then that kind of led to Diana who I'd worked with many times before. And so her daughter was getting married on Maui, and she came to me and said, "Hey, I'd like to do some shows before that." And I'm like, "Have you ever been here?" And she's like, "No." We had, a tight, relationship where she would just call. In fact, one time she called and I was in a Verizon store and they were playing a Supreme song. So I'm like, "Oh, excuse me, I have to go outside." And I'm like, "They were just playing one of your Supreme songs." And she's like,
Serendipity, for
yeah,
sure.
crazy. And we haven't had shows for a year because Blaisdell's been closed, and we're going to start announcing more and more shows. And so this was something we really, really, really wanted to do. In fact, it opens up the Blaisdell after the closure. It's very personal for us. It's very personal for Iam, and we know it's very personal for the people of Hawaii. So we have December 9th at the arena, and we have December 12th and 13th at the Maui Arts and Cultural Center. A portion of the proceeds, both from our proceeds and Iam's proceeds, for all three shows will go to Maui Fire Relief. And people can get tickets this Friday for the Hawaii resident presale that lasts a week, which is also very important to us to make sure the people of Hawaii get their tickets first. They can just go to Ticketmaster.com. They don't have to enter a password or anything, but they do have to have a credit card or a debit card that's tied to a Hawaii zip code. And they can go to mauiarts.org Friday at 10. And again, they have a week. But I would encourage people to buy their tickets at 10 o'clock because it's going to be super popular. And tickets start off at $27.50. The entire upstairs, which is more than half the capacity of the Blaisdell, is $27.50 and $37.50. And that was also important for Iam and us to do to make it affordable because we know the age range of the people that watch Idol ranges from young people to older people, and we wanted to give people the opportunity to bring their whole family.
What was the show that you presented where you understood, where you're like, it was magical and you're like, I'm supposed to be doing this? Was there an artist or maybe a venue that you had in mind that you're like, this will kind of be the benchmark?
I think because I was bullied as a kid, both by my parents and people in school, which is why I ended up being homeless at 14, I never believed in myself. It was very hard. No matter what anybody thought of me, it was still very hard. So I remember when I started my company in 2010, and then I was presenting Diana Ross in San Francisco for the first time since she had played there with the Supremes in 1969, which was the year I was born. I remember when she came on and it was totally sold out, and I was standing in the back of the theater and she came out and I had like tears streaming down my face, and my friend next to me, who I'd never really talked to about my personal growth, she turned to me and she said, "Is this enough for you?" And that's kind of when I knew this was real, no matter how long I had been doing it for that theater for 11 years. And yeah.
That's amazing. Rick Bartalini, thank you so much for sharing your morning. Can't wait to get my hands on tickets, reasonably priced. Some of the proceeds going to benefit Maui Wildfire Relief. Rick Bartalini Presents. You can find them online and on social. Thank you so much again.
Yeah, all the information is on our website. It's up now at rbpconcerts.com. So great to see you.